So this video is gonna be one of the most important videos that I'll ever make. And this is gonna make you realize how to actually have a good mindset. Because everyone I talk to, they procrastinate, they want to work hard, they want to achieve something, but they always end up doing the same stuff they always did. They always fall back into their old habits. They live like their old self. And I realize people don't have foundations. There's nothing solid inside their minds. It's always new shit coming in. Now, if you're not gonna watch this video until the end, if you're gonna just click off midway, you're cooked. There's nobody that is gonna save you. There's no course that is gonna save you. You will never achieve your goals and you will be depressed. So to start off, we have to identify your reality, and this is the most important part, because if you have no idea how your current reality looks like, how will you achieve your desired reality? So the first thing that we have to do is just see through all the bullshit that you've been telling yourself. You see, if I asked you why you were not where you want to be, you would give me some good reasons, and they would sound intelligent, they would sound good, but let me tell you something, 99% of it is just cope. A lot of it is just complete nonsense that you came up with. Now, most people just think that this is not coping. They think this is a valid reason to not do something, but they never actually think critically, which makes them just follow their coping mechanisms endlessly. And they will call it fate, because if you don't know that this is bullshit, you will just keep on doing it and you will call it fate. There was this one quote that says, until you make the unconscious conscious, you will call it fate. That stuff hits hard if you understand this correctly. But this is just one part of the story. If you spend time with people that have such reasons as well, what happens is you're just gonna stay in that position for the rest of your life. You will always keep that negative energy within you. You will always cope. I used to do this so much. I used to watch these videos of people that were coping with the problems that I had. They said, this is wrong, this is pointless, you can't rest, you shouldn't do this. And I thought, yeah, that sounds reasonable, so let me just do it. And it didn't sound as bad because I saw other people do it, so it wasn't really coping in my head. It was just a valid reason. So you have to remove that environment. If you have the environment, I want you to just identify every single thing that you have that confirms those beliefs, confirms the cope. Now you have to understand that your current environment is just not good enough to achieve your desired life. I know it sounds pretty sad, but this is just how it is. If you have a sad environment, if you have people that talk shit about you, if you have people that have no goals, if you have people that keep confirming that you are this and that, you will never actually break free from that cycle. You will never break free from cope, because you have always people confirming those beliefs. So you have to not only remove the environment, but you have to replace it with your dream version environment. Just think about, what environment does your dream version have? Your dream version has a productive environment. It's happy. It has positive people. It has people with goals, with meaning. That's what you want. And your current environment is just not gonna get you to your desired life. Just think about it. Will you get the goals if you kept living like this? No. So why would you live like this? Why would you be in the same environment? Why would you consume the same stuff? It makes no sense. So until you make the conscious, you will call it fate. So it's time to change. Now, the second thing that is pretty interesting, and most people will never actually want to admit this, but your life is just absolute shit. You are lazy. And you have to agree this. And agreeing is something that people are not doing nowadays. People are coping. They're saying, no, I'm this, I'm that. I'm good enough. No, stop lying. Because this is the biggest delusion that people are in. They're always so arrogant. They think they're good enough. If you think this way, you'll be in this delusion and you will be pretty depressed. That's all I can say. Now, of course, this is pretty hard. But if you want to have the life you want, you'll have to face reality. You'll have to face your current life. And I want you to just really write down and think about, what does your life look like? And be as objective as possible. Don't give your opinions. Just write down all the assets you have. Just write down all the things that you've been doing. Just be honest with yourself. Because if you're lying to yourself, well, nobody can help you, because you're lying to yourself. So no matter what I tell you, you'll just end up lying to yourself and not do the things that you have to do. Now, there are a couple of methods that allow you to change pretty fast after you agree that your life is complete nonsense. And that's by making the biggest sacrifice in your life. And I'm not talking about just deleting Instagram. I'm not talking about just uninstalling few games. I'm talking about identifying the biggest thing in your life that has been stopping you and sacrificing that thing. Now, the sacrifice needs to have friction and it needs to be huge. So let's say you are addicted to adult content. Delete all your Instagram accounts. Delete YouTube. Maybe just sell your phone and buy some phone with buttons. Just do as much as you possibly can to remove it from your life and make it as hard as possible to get back into it. Because if it requires a lot of emotional energy to get it back, your mind will just not do it. It will just not see it as worth it. And now while you're making that sacrifice, there's a thing that makes it way easier. And that's just to visualize the consequences of doing the bad habits. Just visualize 10 steps ahead. What would happen to your life in 5 weeks, 4 weeks if you kept doing this stuff? I want you to just really think about all the second order consequences. If you don't know what second order consequences are, it's just basically all the consequences that come after you do it within weeks, months. This stuff is pretty bad, and if you really visualize this, you lose the motivation to do the bad habits. Make the bad habits feel worse than working on your goals. If you don't make your bad habits feel worse than your goals, well, you'll just end up doing the bad habits because it feels better than your goals. Sure, you can go around that and you can just have full discipline. Now, if you reach this far, this is where stuff gets really interesting, because now we're talking about your goal. I've talked to so many people that want to achieve their goals, but the more I talk to them, the more I realize that there is no clear goal. Like, they don't really know what they want. They kind of want this, that, this, but they don't know what they want. And a man with no goal is just consumed by someone else's goal. So if you went on YouTube and you looked at these gurus that get millions of views, that sell these business models, why are they getting so many views? Because millions of people have no goals. They have no clarity. They have no direction in life. They just want to get rich. They want to have freedom. They want to free their family. These are not goals. These are great, but they're just side effects of the real goal. The thing that gets all the things is the real thing that you should be following. And until you achieve that, you will be lost. All right? So you need to find that thing that will get you all the things, that will get you the money, the status, the freedom. It's basically a vehicle to success, because you don't get money by thinking on how to get the money. Like, that's not how shit works nowadays. You just need to do the thing that will get the money or the freedom. And I'll explain how to find your goals in the future video. But for now, I just want you to take pen and paper and write down all the reasons for why you're working on your current goal. This is a thing that will give you clarity, and it will make you realize that, the thing that you're working on is actually nonsense. You don't know why you're doing it. You're probably just doing it because somebody else told you. This will make you realize what you actually want. Next to that, I just made a sheet that you can use to find out why you're doing what you're doing. It will help you greatly. And if you really take this shit seriously, I guarantee you that your life will be different. You will have that clarity and you will have meaning. You will not just do things randomly. Most people will never ask why, which is why they're doing all these things. If everyone started asking why they're doing what they're doing, the world would have existential crisis, because that's not what the world is doing right now. Everyone is just running on autopilot. Nobody's asking why to themselves. So just access this sheet on MindPatch. I'm gonna link it down below, absolutely free. Now, to end this video, I want you to just really understand that you need to take responsibility, because most people, all they do is complain about the world. I'm not successful because of my exams. So many people say that. I'm not successful because of my country. I'm not successful because of my parents. I'm not successful because of Fortnite. I'm not successful because of adult content. That's what people say all the times. That's nonsense. That's just an excuse. It's complete BS that people are saying every single time. No, it's not your parents. It's not your PS5. It's not your exam season. It's not your environment. It's not your YouTube shadow ban. All right, if you're not getting views, if you're trying to get views on YouTube, if you're trying to build something on social media, you're not getting views because your videos are crap. Your videos are just nonsense. The same goes for me. If I'm not getting views, I'm not gonna say shadow ban. I'm just gonna say, my video wasn't good. And it's also not the YouTube algorithm. It's all your fault. And if you're not gonna take responsibility, you're just gonna cope with it. You're gonna be a loser. Now, you might not have bad intentions and you want it to change. If you don't make the unconscious conscious, this will be your life. Now you can make a different decision. You can start creating life the way you want, because now you know this. But it's still your responsibility, and what you do next is completely up to you. Nothing is controlling you. Now, the last thing that I want to tell you is that it's all or nothing. There is no work-life balance. There is none of that stuff. It's all or nothing. You're either completely locked in on this, you're gonna work on it for the next couple years, because that's where success lies. It will not show up in the next 2 months. It will not show up in the next 4 months. If you looked at my channel, I didn't get any views for 9 months. Then I started to get something, but even then it wasn't that much. It'll take you at least 1 to 2 years to get some results. So with these foundations that I just showed you, you will start seeing life through a different lens. Once you start seeing through all the cope that you've been telling yourself, once you agree that your life is nonsense, once you have a clear goal, once you take responsibility, and once you lock in completely, your life will change. I can guarantee you that your life will change. So I hope this helped you, and if you need more help from me, join Mind Patch and I'll help you for free. Take care.